ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। वर्ष नंबर 27। प्रशांत मनसं ह्येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शांतरजसं ब्रह्मभूतम् अकल्मषम्। I repeat, प्रशांत मनसं ह्येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शांतरजसं ब्रह्मभूतम् अकल्मषम्. See the translation. Whose mind is at peace, who is free of evil, from whom the rajas has departed, and who has become identified with Brahman, the supreme happiness comes to the yogin. See the translation again. Whose mind is at peace, who is free of all evil, from whom the rajas has departed, and who has become identified with the Brahman, the supreme happiness comes to the yogi. Sri Krishna is describing the path of yoga. Very different kind path. We have an idea about yoga. It is very different. We thought the yogi like Patanjali, other Hatha yogi, must be with the divine power. Our idea is about yogi, about yoga, a very different person. Sri Krishna is giving very different definition of yogi. He is not talking about any posture. He is not talking more about the pranayam. He is not talking about the more divine siddhis, any miracles. He is going very simply. He says, having done this practice, this yoga practice, the yogi gets the best quality happiness. We enjoy happiness every day in our life. There are some sattvic happiness, some rajasic happiness, and some tamasic happiness. So quality of the happiness is very different. Here Sri Krishna is talking about the best quality happiness and how. He says, if you want to be happy, if you want to get best quality happiness, you must be a best person. In which way? When Sri Krishna is talking about the best person, so see, here he is giving very psychological procedure. Very psychological procedure. He's not talking about the best person means you have lots of wealth. He's not talking that you may be president of any country. He's not talking about that you may have good health, a good friend circle, a good society. He's not talking about that. In this sense, the best person means what? The best person is who has without impurity. No matter you have wealth or not, some person may be poor like Kabir. Best person means without impurity. Impurity means what? What is impurity? Outer impurity we can wash out. We can wash out it. But inner impurity means akalmasam. Sri Krishna is using word kalmas. Kalmas means the sin. The sin. And one thing has to be understood here, and that is sin and merit. Both are not visible. They cannot be seen. Sin and virtue. They are not visible. We cannot see with these eyes. Even we cannot see by any equipment, by any telescope, any microscope, any X-ray machine, any MRI, any other. They are not visible to us. So we cannot understand this person is sinner or virtuous. They are invisible. In Sanskrit, we call them adrishta. Adrishta means they are, but they cannot be seen. They are invisible. But they can be experienced. They are not visible. That is why in the court, you have to have proofs against the crime. They are not visible. So they need proofs. Proofs may be wrong, may be right. Akalmasam, the first thing is kalmas. Kalmas means pap, sin, crime, which we have done. And they becomes impurity. Whatever commits we have done, crimes we have done, they becomes our impurity, because inside, in your center, you are so pure, so honest. at least you are the conscious. So we can feel that I have done something wrong, which should have not done, but I have done. This is the kalmas. Sri Krishna is saying here, akalmasam. In yogic method, you must remove this kalmas. Yogi is not that person who does pranayam, does some asana, some postures. Sri Krishna is saying here, yogi is one who removes all impurity, akalmasam. And the Rajogun and Tamogun both have departed. Rajogun means what? Rajogun makes restless. And Tamogun means does in our mind impurity. So, Sant, Rajasam, the yogi is one who has removed all kalmas, and his or her Sattva, Rajoguna and Tamoguna has gone. Then Prashanta Manasham. Now his mind becomes quiet. We want to be quiet, but our impurity makes us to be restless. So that is, you have to remove the cause, and cause is impurity. Then what happens? Prashanta Manasham. This yogi has pure mind. Prashant Manasam, almost no mind. Mind is there, but mind is not obstacle. Before it was an obstacle, but now mind is not an obstacle, it is a supporting system. And Brahma Bhutam, very beautiful word Sri Krishna is giving here, Brahma Bhutam. It is like Brahman. The yogi identifies himself with the Brahman. I am not the body. You people can understand because you have read the Vedanta text. So you can understand what Sri Krishna is trying to say here. Otherwise, Gita is not so easy. Gita is so tough, so challenge. He giving word Brahma Bhuta, the pure. The person who identifies himself with the consciousness. So you are the consciousness. If you are the consciousness, you are the Brahman, then happiness is your nature. Now next one. Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi niya vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma sansparsham atyantam sukha mashnut. I repeat. Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma sansparsham atyantam sukha mashnut. See the translation. Thus, devoting himself to the yoga of self, freed from impurity, the yogi easily attains the supreme bliss of contact with the Brahman. See the translation again. Thus, devoting himself to the yoga of the self, freed from impurities, the yogin easily attains the supreme bliss of contact with the Brahman. Yunjan nevam sadatmanam. Sri Krishna, keep talking, keep saying continuously. It is not stopping. O Arjun, Yunjan nevam sadatmanam. Thus, the yogi continuously must do this practice. Which yogi? Vigata kalmasha, the beyond sin and merit. Here, kalmas means the only sin, but not only sin, sin and merit. Both. The yogi is beyond. This yogi is above the sin and merit. He has nothing to do with the sin, with the merit. Sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha. There is no any sin, no any virtue. He becomes pure, no any contamination. But practice should be done continuously. Yunjan nevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma sansparsham atyantam sukhamasam. Then what happens? Thus, he always engages in his practice and he gets Brahma sansparsha. Very, very beautiful word, Brahma sansparsha. Sansparsha means the contact. Contact with the Brahman. Now what is? I am individual self, Jivatma, limited soul. And Brahman is unlimited soul everywhere. I am not connected with the self, with the God, because I am identified with my body. I have separated myself in this body. I am only this body. And I think God is somewhere else. So I have made separation. We have made separation from the God. I am living in this body. No one knows where. It may be head, it may be heart, it may be somewhere else. But I am in the body. So this is my abode. So individual soul, Jivatma, lives in this body. And the Paramatma, the God, the Brahman, lives somewhere else in the heaven, Vaikuntha, anywhere. So I am separate, God is separate, both are separate, both are enjoying their own existence. So this is the concept. This is the thinking. I am in this body, experiencing my happiness, my misery. And God is in the heaven. This is the common concept. But because of this yoga, Brahma sansparsham, now the body, the boundary becomes finished. The yogi can understand, I am not the body. By practice this yoga practice, by practicing the yoga of Sri Krishna, I am not the body. When I think I am beyond the body, and God is everywhere, then Brahma Sansparsha, you can connect yourself with the God. Like a river. A river goes to ocean, and river merges into ocean. Same, all boundaries had been destroyed. All boundaries finished. Brahma Sansparsha, then you can experience, you can realize, you can understand this the self, this the consciousness. When you experience consciousness, then you can experience the God. This is Brahma Sansparsha. And once it had happened, Sukham asunute atyantam, then atyantam limitless. Then happiness, you can experience the happiness. This happiness is unlimited. Now we are busy with the objects. We are not empty. We are not ready to accept God. When we divert our minds from world to the God, and we destroy all boundaries, our bodies, mind, intellect, then your mind leads you towards the Brahman. So mind can do one thing, one time. Either go to the world or to the Brahman. Sukhen atyantam sukham asunate, Sri Krishna says, that time this yogi will get happiness, unlimited happiness, because this is a source of happiness. This is the nature of the happiness. It is not getting happiness, it is happiness. Just realize it. Now, next one. Sarvabhuta Samatmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshana. I repeat it. Sarvabhutastamatmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshana. See the translation. One who has his mind self-observed through yoga, and who has the vision of sameness everywhere, sees the self existing in the everything and everything in his self. See the translation again. One who has his mind self-observed through yoga, and who has the vision of sameness everywhere, sees this self existing in the everything and everything in this self. See the definition of the yogi. What yogi is according to Krishna? Very different aspects. No anything like he has divine power. If you do this practice, you will get some divine powers. Divine powers. Even Patanjali also wants to seek her. If you do this practice, you will get divine powers. But be careful. Do not accept them. Do not huge them. Powers can come and go. So do not stuck in him, in the divine powers. He is not talking about divine power. He is talking about divinity. You will be divine. He is not talking about a power. Sarva bhutastam atmanam, sarva bhutani chatmani. Yoga yuktatma. Yoga yuktatma. This is the qualification. This is the qualification. What qualification? Yoga yukta. Yoga yukta means with the yoga practice in his mind. Yoga practice, it digests it. It becomes their life. Like if someone is very greedy, every time his mind will think about the earth, about the money, because of the greed. So we can say that his mind is absorbed in the greed. Yoga-yukta-atma means the person whose mind is absorbed in the yoga. What kind of yoga? As we have studied. Having done this practice, then what consequences will come? What kind of consequences will we get? Sarva bhutastham atmanam. This is the experience. I'm not condemning yoga. Whatever idea you have, just a competition. In yoga method, it is said, if you do meditation, you will see in your meditation, there are so many things happening. So many things are happening in your mind. You may see some divine flowers, divine pictures. There may be so many things in your meditation. Sri Krishna is not talking about that. He says, you are in meditation or you are not meditation. For the yogi, both states are same, equal. Every time he is in meditation, every time he is contact with the self, he sees only the self. Sarva bhutastham atmanam. When he sees their animal, he can see the animal and he can see the self also, their consciousness as well as. When we see their lion is very dangerous, very powerful. Yogi-yukta-atma what sees, he sees the lion and within the lion there is a consciousness as well as. Sarva bhutastham atmanam. And that consciousness and consciousness which is within me are not both, are not separate. See, now what idea is for myself? Myself, what idea I have about myself? I think I am the body. This is the me in the body. This is the concept naturally. You are the body. But by yoga practice, you will come to know that you are not only the body, you are beyond the body. Your consciousness, which is supposed to be in this body, is not only in this body, the same consciousness which is remaining in this body, the same consciousness is in the lion, in the cow, in the elephants, in the birds, everywhere. Everywhere. Until one is not beyond the body, it cannot be experienced. In this world, we are talking about so many things about oneness. But it is not possible. Philosophically, it is good. But practically it is not. If I am limited in this body, so oneness is not possible. Oneness is possible. Reality, when I understand that I am beyond that body. Yes, I am in this body as well, but I am not limited only in this body. I am beyond that body. I am means the self, the consciousness. See, when I admit that this is the me, my body is me, I never differentiate in our body. I accept a single unit. My body is single unit. In my body, there are so many limbs, so many parts, unlimited parts. Unlimited parts. There are blood. There is blood, there are bones. In the blood, there are so many things. They are part of my body. But I accept this as a single unit. And I never differentiate with the leg, with the hand. Same, when you go beyond the body by practice of the yoga, the consequences of the yoga will lead you Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam. Everywhere yourself is residing. And every self is residing in you. You are everywhere. See, the yoga of the Gita. Gita, Sri Krishna is not talking you that the yogi can move the walk in the water. It's not so difficult. Hugeless. He is talking about the consciousness. Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani. Everywhere yourself is residing. Yogi Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshana, and Sri Krishna is saying that yogi is the observer of the oneness. He can experience the oneness. One means the consciousness. One means the consciousness. Consciousness is the one he can understand. Now, next one. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami satamena pranashyati. See the translation again. Either one more time chanting. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami Sachamena pranashyati. Translation is, to him who sees me in every self and sees every self in me, I am not lost to him and he is not lost to me. See the beautiful translation and beautiful the message of the God. To him who sees me in every self and sees every self in me, I am not lost to him and he is not lost to me. Sri Krishna is enjoying the description of the yogi. He is taking himself beyond the expression. He is enjoying. Like devotee enjoys the chanting of Lord's name. Same Lord's also here is enjoying to describing, to define his devotee, yogi. He says, Yomam Pashyati Sarvat. And see, in previous verse, he was talking about yourself. Immediately, he started saying that Mam means me. And in Gita, just remember, when Sri Krishna says me or I, he is not indicating the Devaki, son of the Devaki, the son of the Vasudeva. He is trying to say consciousness. Narayan, God. In Gita, every time when he says me, it does not mean the Lord Vasudeva Putra, son of the Devaki. He is saying Vasudeva. So he was talking about in previous verse that he was saying that yourself, you merge with the Brahman. Now he is talking about myself, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. So what does it mean? It means that the individual soul and soul of the God both are not separate. In previous verse, he was talking about individual soul and the supreme consciousness. And here he is talking the supreme consciousness with the everywhere. Yomam Pashyati Sarvat. Now see what happens. Continuously we have been asking, is there God? Millions of times this question has been asked and answered without any solution. Sometimes it was answered like yes, and sometimes no. But both has no meaning. Because if I say yes, it makes no difference anyway. If I say no, this also makes no difference anywhere. Here Sri Krishna is saying, the person who sees me everywhere, we have created some special places for God. In the heaven, there he has his own place, Vaikuntha, like this. In the earth also, we have planted some holy places. Holy places. We have made some temples. And we think God is there. Yes, this is right way. This is right way. This is the way of worship of God. But Sri Krishna is talking here higher level talk. He says, yes, I am in the holy places, I am in the temples, I am in the Vaikuntha, but I am everywhere. You see me everywhere. And this capacity can be achieved through this yoga practice. If someone is blind, for blind person, the red color or any color is not visible. And there is no any logic, no any means to prove or disprove for blind person about color. Same situation is with the world and God. If God is not, we cannot experience the God, we cannot see the God, it is not God's problem. We have some problem. We are not qualified. We do not have that vision, which vision can be reveal the God. We don't have that vision. If someone does not have power of listening, for that person there is no word. Same, if we don't have the power of the reveal the God, for that person there is no God. If we develop that power, if we can develop that power, then God says, Tasyaham na pranashyami, satana me pranashyati. For that person, I am everywhere. I cannot hide myself. The all secrets of God, all mysteries of God become solved. Nothing remains unknown. Everything would be decoded. See, God and the world are not two. They are one. But we are trying to know from the objective side, and it is not possible. By this practice, Sri Krishna is saying, I will not lose it. Every time I am with him and he is with me. Now, next one. Sarva bhuta sthitam yomam bhajatte kattvamastita sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mai vartate. See the one more time. Sarva bhuta sthitam yomam bhajatte kattvamastita sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mai vartate. See the translation. The yogin who fixed in oneness worships me, dwelling in all beings. He abides in me, whosoever he may live. See the translation again. The yogin who fixed in oneness worships me, dwelling in all beings. He abides in me, howsoever he lives, he may live. Sarva bhuta sthitam yoma bhajatte kattvamastita. Sri Krishna is enjoying actually. Enjoying. He says, such seeker worships me. Worships me. Not a particular place, not a particular time. Everywhere. Sarvabhuta sthitam yomam. Everywhere. He can worship me through the animals. This yogi can worship me through the words, through the human beings, through the tree, through the sun, through the moon. And that is the concept our rishis created. The worship of the water, the worship of the fire, the worship of the air. This is the concept. Sarvabhuta sthitam yoma. I am in the water. In Gita, we will know that how water is the God. Sri Krishna will describe it. He says, Sarvabhuta sthitam yomam. Everywhere you can worship me. You put some water in the tree. Tree becomes happy. And you have worshipped the God. The consciousness. If you give some food, whatever you can do. It is not that you do every time. No. Whatever you can do easily, but try to make happy. Try to make happy someone, anyone. Anyone. It may be plants, it may be birds, it may be animals, it may be human beings, it may be gods. Anything, because everywhere, Sarvabhuta sthitam mam bhajati, God is there. You are not worshipping the particular shape. You are worshipping consciousness. Sarvabhuta sthitam yomam bhajate kattvamastita. So God can be worshipped through the animals, through the birds, through the plants, through the water, air, human beings, anywhere, God is available. Try to understand. Try to understand. Just little observation is needed. God is everywhere. Sarvabhuta sthitam yomam bhajate kattvamastita. It can be understood that if you are in oneness, you have established yourself in oneness, then it can be understood. Sarvatha vartamanopi. Sri Krishna is saying, if you have such great idea, if you are living your life in this way, such yogi, whatever he does, it is no matter. If he is going to temple, it is a puja. If he is not going to temple, it is also puja. Whatever he does, if he is sleeping, he is not sleeping, he is in samadhi. He is eating, he is not eating. He just offering it to God. So, whatever he does, sa yogi may vartate. Sri Krishna says, that yogi, that person always is connected with the me. Now last. Atam opena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mata. See that again one time. Atma opena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna Sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mata. See the translation. Bhagavan says, O Arjuna, that yogi is considered the best who judges what is happiness and sorrow in all beings by the same standard as he would apply to himself. Again, translation. Sri Bhagavan says, O Arjuna, that yogi is considered the best who judges what is happiness and sorrow in all beings by the same standard as he would apply to himself. This is the parameter. You are the center. So first thing, apply with yourself and then apply with the other. How do I know I became yogi? Now Sri Krishna is giving sutra. He is giving a method. You can test yourself. And this is the highest quality of the yogi. Sayogi paramo mata. Paramo means the best. This is the best yogi. For Sri Krishna, we use the word is Yogeshwar. Yogeshwar. Sri Krishna is Yogeshwar. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna in Gita. He says, Sayogi Paramomata, that yogi is the param, the best yogi. There are categories. If you are doing the pranayam, you are also yogi. Asana, there are 8 steps. Everyone is the yogi. There are so many other methods to be a yogi. But Sri Krishna is saying here, I am giving the definition of the best yogi. The best one. And best one yogi's definition is the person who thinks whatever I like, because I'm the consciousness. I have feelings. I have emotions. Same other person also, animals also, birds also, even plants also, they also have consciousness. If I get hurt, I feel insulted. I feel honored. Same condition is there. So you apply with yourself. If some person does with me this behavior, I feel respected. Then I become happy. If other person does some other behavior with me and I feel dishonested, disrespected, I feel not good. Same, because I am consciousness, I have feeling, I have emotion, other person, other even animals, even birds, everywhere. Atmopena sarvatra. Sarvatra means everywhere. You are everywhere. If you insult other person, you will be insulted. This is the religion. If you honor other, you would be honored. But Sri Krishna is talking more above. Sukham vayadi dukkham. If you feel happiness or misery, same other person also feel same thing. So it means do not hurt anyone. Do not kill anyone. Do not destroy anyone. Let them live. Atmapena, you are center. So practice with you. Shamam Pashyati Arjuna. O Arjun, you see everywhere, everyone is like you. Sa yogi paramo mataha. This yogi, the one person who has such vision, the person who has thus such quality to understand the self, this yogi is the best yogi, paramo mata. This is the last definition of the yogi. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashikritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Isharo Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Shinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayeta. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.